Hello, everybody. I almost did not make it back. Welcome back to Fandom United, a blockbuster podcast. My name is Geo English, aka Insider Geo, and I am joining you early this week, July 3rd, because tomorrow is a holiday here in the States. We celebrate our independence. Um, Except where I'm at currently in the country, which is Petaluma, California, they have banned fireworks altogether. So fireworks are illegal here in the city of Petaluma, which for me is fine. I mean, I didn't really have too many plans on 4th of July. Um, but other than watching Independence Day, which I'm sure is playing on multiple television channels as it always does, and still a classic movie. It's one of those movies where you turn on and you obviously watch it during a certain time of the year, and it's still enjoyable. And it's almost going to be 30 years, I believe, right? Because Independence Day came out in 1996, if I'm not mistaken. Let me do a quick search. Yep, 1990. Wow. Almost 30 years. Man, talk about getting old. I was 6 years old when that movie came out. So do the math on that. Wow. And then the sequel, don't even bother. Okay, Independence Day Resurgence. We watched that in theaters. My buddy Jake Berlin, myself, and Brian might have been there, Brian Avalosino. And yeah, it was not good. Not good at all. Which is a disappointment because it's one of those sequels that we've all wanted for some time. We're like, when is it going to happen? An Independence Day sequel. Then they announced it, titled Resurgence. Okay, the aliens are coming back. They're going to get revenge on Earth. Okay, great. Sounds good. Who's coming back? Jeff Goldblum's back. Great. Bill Pullman's coming back. Awesome. The scientists, spoiler for Independence Day, the scientists from Area 51, I forget his name, the guy who didn't age at all, he somehow is coming back. And everyone was like, huh? Like, that doesn't make sense. The guy clearly died when he got, attacked by an alien when they tried to do an autopsy on the alien that they captured. God, what's his name? Brett Spiner. That's right. Brett Spiner, man. That guy does not age. He looked exactly like he did in 1996 when the movie came out in I believe it's 2016. So he was coming back. And then Will Smith was kind of up in the air. Is he coming back? Is he not? He unfortunately did not come back, or should I say, fortunately, did not come back. Which the movie didn't feel the same, regardless of how many other supporting characters were in the movie. It just did not feel the same without Will Smith. And, Will Smith has been one to turn down a number of projects that he has regretted. Most notably, the Matrix, the first Matrix movie, he turned down. He was supposed to play Neo. And Django Unchained, by Quentin Tarantino. He was supposed to be Jamie Foxx's character, Django. He turned that down as well. So not not very smart decisions, but in this case, Independence Day Resurgence, he did make the right decision. So, anyways, yeah, happy Independence Day for those of you out there who are going to celebrate. Be safe. Be careful lighting those fireworks. Okay, don't burn your hand or lose a finger or anything like that. Um, and if you have pets, take care of them. I know they can be pretty sensitive to some of the fireworks, especially the illegal ones that boom, and then all of a sudden, like four car alarms are going off in the neighborhood. So be careful out there. I should be joined this episode by a few guests, Amaru and Keith Barnes, one half of Bartley and Barnes. So until the guests arrive, assuming hopefully they still show up, I'm going to go ahead and just talk about a few things that are going on with me in my life, and hopefully I can hear from you guys as well. So I made the decision a few weeks ago. I don't know what came over me, but I've decided I'm going to start collecting again. Collecting sports cards, collecting figures, and most notably Pokemon cards. That's right. Um, and those of you out there who are, judging, no, you're a grown man. What are you doing collecting Pokemon cards? First off, when it comes to grown men, we don't grow up. We grow old. Remember that. Boys will be boys. Men, we see something we love, we want it, we enjoy it. We're simple creatures. And for me, as a young boy growing up during the Pokemon craze, which I am so thankful I was around for that as a kid, um, I was all about Pokemon and collecting cards, playing the games. Okay, whether it was on Game Boy, I was Pokemon Blue. I was all about that. Or Pokemon Stadium on N64, Pokemon Snap. Okay, there was Pokemon everywhere. Pokemon Burger King. Remember those gold plates that you would collect? Um, yeah, I was all about it. And like an idiot, like many of you out there, I'm sure, we didn't hang on to our Pokemon cards, right? We wish we held on to our Pokemon cards, and unfortunately, did not. And I am kicking myself because Pokemon cards are hard to come by, especially the ones from the original set of back in 1999. So I've decided that I'm going to start collecting again. Why? Because I love to do it. And I actually want to see what these cards are going for. So let me pull up the screen right here. Let's see what Pokemon cards are going for these days. Let's pull up eBay right here. Here it is. Let's share the screen. All right. Let's see. Pokemon 1999 booster pack, right? God damn. Woo. Okay, a box of Pokemon packs, 425 to $499. And remember, if you're familiar with Pokemon, okay, they had different versions. Obviously, you had the booster packs, the original ones. You had Jungle, which was another set of Pokemon. You had Fossil Edition, which is another set. Um, so it looks like it's in at least $100 range right here. One pack alone is going for $240. And then we have a 1999 base set booster case Pokemon. It looks like it's unopened. Seven people are currently watching it. $100,000 factory sealed. Although that piece of tape right there on the left is concerning right there. I don't know about that. But man, I mean that's nowadays that's depending on where you live, that's about a down payment for a decent house. Just insane. I picked a hell of a time to start sharing. Here, actually, I wasn't sharing the screen, so here it is right here. $100,000, 1999 set booster box case, right there, not opened. Man, $100,000. That is crazy. So yeah, I'm gonna get back into collecting Pokemon. I might even collect packs that aren't even opened. I just because I want it. It's that simple. I want it. And when you want something, go and get it. No excuses. Who gives a who gives a damn what other people think? Okay? If you want something, go get it. If you want to do something, go do it. That's it's that simple right there. And man, $15,000. $15,000 for an unopened boost. See, this one has to be legitimate. Remember the first couple ones I showed that were in the $300 range? Let's go back to here real quick. No, this was in the $400 range right here. You see that first one? And then we switch to this one right here, $15,000. This one has to be like legit factory sealed because I've seen some online where they have the ability to reseal it and make it look fresh and new. So you just got to be careful. You got to be careful when it comes to collecting cars nowadays. There are so many fakes. I just saw a video the other day of Jake Paul who spent $3.5 million on an unopened factory sealed box of Pokemon cards. So he opens the box, it's a Pokemon box, right? It's that right there that's on the screen. It looks legit. But then he notices when he picks it up, it's like stuffed. It's inflated, you know? And it's not looking good at all. He even had an authenticator in the room, the same room where he opened it, and was like, "Yep, I sign off on this. It looks legit," until they opened it. And when they opened that Pokemon box, what they found were GI Joe cards. He was sick. Even as somebody as rich as Logan Paul, $3.5 million on a scam. Now, part of me is like, haha, because Logan Paul, Jake Paul, I find them quite annoying. Okay, they deserve all the credit because they have a brand, they're successful, whatnot. Doesn't mean they're very likable, but thankfully they don't get paid to be liked. But still, a part of me was just like, haha, that's what you get. But another part of it is like, be careful. Don't, don't, don't laugh at other people's misfortune, Geo, because you're somebody who's looking to get into cards. Who's to say, knock on wood, I don't get scammed. So yeah, wish me luck going back into the world of Pokemon and collecting. Again, I want to collect. I do. Okay. I have my eyes on um, Pokemon cards, on sports cards. Um, I want to get into a select few Hot Toys. I don't know if you guys have seen the Hot Toys from Deadpool and Wolverine. Um, Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. It looked. I mean, I've never wanted a Hot Toy so badly until I saw the Deadpool and Wolverine one. Let me find it. Uh, Deadpool. Speaking of which, we are in July, guys. Deadpool and Wolverine is coming soon. It's TikTok. Okay, these TV spots are getting a little too comfortable. Okay, so they start rolling out the cameos. We know there's going to be a lot of cameos for Deadpool and Wolverine. We just saw Sabretooth, which I knew Sabretooth was going to be in the movie. Not the Sabretooth I want. Okay, the Sabretooth I want is from X-Men Origins Wolverine. I can't wait for that one. Um, Hopefully he appears. I think he will, but that's it's one of those things where you just have to wait and see. Here it is right here. Oh baby, my goodness. Here, let me pull this up right now. Uh, Here it is. Go and share. I want the Hot Toys screen to show this one right here. Look at this. Check this out. Oh man, look at the detail. Look at those arms. Man, a Hot Toy is enough to inspire you to go back to the gym. Oh man, and yes, look, he's sleeveless, guys. I know we were worried about, oh, he's gonna wear sleeves and waste all that muscle. No, I mean there was the report that he was wearing sleeves to help with his skin condition, which he's been very public about on social media. But there he is, sleeveless. And spoiler, if you were if you didn't know what Wolverine's mask looked like, which where have you been? Okay, we know what the mask looks like. We just want to see it live action in motion. But you get all that in this single hot toy right here, and little cool little gadgets and heads you can swap out and all that kind of stuff. I mean, look at that, man. Look at the pose right there. Who wouldn't want that in their background when they're doing streams or in their man cave, okay? Every every guy needs a man cave, okay? Even if it's your garage, I don't care, or your backyard shed, or one half of your bedroom. We need our man cave. We need our space, okay? We need it. But look at that. That's badass. Oh man. And it's going for $340 to pre-order. I want it. And what did I say about things we want, right? Go get it. Who cares? Who cares? What's up, Booze? How you doing? I believe I caught you briefly on yesterday's stream with the Whiskey Jedi. Yeah, Qui-Gon Jake. Got to catch them all. Man, I had them all. I had them all. What the hell, man? Oh God, I'm remembering. You just, oh, I would go to Borders bookstore. You remember Borders? Were you around Borders bookstore? All right, now it's Barnes and Noble, but even that's a dying breed. But Borders, you had music, books, magazines, some toys. That's where the packs were. Of course, you had Target as well. But man, like I remember those days. And that's part of why my generation, millennials, want to continue staying involved in Pokemon. You know, it's just it makes it also reminds us of what it felt like. You know, nostalgia is a huge you know, it's just a powerful emotion. Can pull you out of any sort of depression or state of mind, whatever you're in. Um, totally remember Borders. Wasn't there one near the Arden Mall back in the day? Booze, do you live in Sacramento County? Okay, I lived in Placer County the last 10 years, Rockland, California. But you say Arden Mall, unless I'm having a brain fart. Okay, it's the middle of the week. Okay, like it was a long day. Maybe you might have told me this before, but that's crazy. Um, oh, okay. So you live an hour away now. Okay. Um, surely you know where Petaluma is. Okay, that's where I'm at right now, which is about 2 hours away. And I'm going to a card show. Well, I'm going to try really hard to go to a card show this weekend in East Bay. It's at a Hyatt hotel near San Francisco Airport, and they have a card show. It's going to be 200 different vendors or stations, and so I've never been to one of those full, like actual legit card shows. So I'm I'm afraid of, you know, what I might buy. I wish I had a spotter going with me and be like, no, 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 we don't need that. Yeah, I do. I need that. Okay. So yeah, wish me luck, you know, slowly but surely. Collecting is expensive. So you really got to make budget for it and plan accordingly. But man, like I said, I got a feeling when I see a booster box right there, it's unopened with all these Pokemon cards and packs. Oh man, it's so easy to pull out the debit or credit card and just buy. All right. So let's not waste any time. I want to get into some of these topics here. Um let's start with this big one. Gladiator 2 first look from Vanity Fair. Okay, we had a number of photos, like high res, just magnificent looking photos release for Gladiator 2. And I want to show some of them. You may have seen these already, but I want to go through each one and just read off a brief description that Vanity Fair showed. Um, and let's start off with this one right here. So this is Gladiator 2. That's right, the sequel to the 1999 movie. Russell Crowe. He won Best Actor. I think it won Best Picture, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, classic movie. So this is the first look right here, and right away, man, like the action is going to be insane in this movie. Um, Here we are looking at uh, Mescal versus Pascal. And to the left is Paul Mescal as Lucas, the son of Maximus. And he looks like he is in a duel with, to your right, that's Pedro Pascal as, how am I going to pronounce his name? Ac- Acacius. 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 Who is a Roman general. Um, Man, what a shot right there. Just the Colosseum in the background. Okay, you have I gotta be it's probably some of the council or higher higher end folks just watching the sport. And yeah, that looks badass, man. Oh, that looks so good. Here's another shot of Pedro Pascal right there. And uh, in the interview with Vanity Fair, Ridley Scott was describing the character as a man with deep regret in his life and does not know where to go with it. So he is lost. Something clearly happened in his past that he's just holding on to, and you can kind of see it in his face right there. I'm curious to know more about that, but we all love Pedro Pascal, and I think we're gonna get one of his better performances in this movie because that's what Ridley Scott can do for these performers is get the absolute best out of them. So there's Pedro Pascal. Now this one right here, my man, there he is, Denzel Washington. And when I first found out that he was going to be in this movie, I was like, oh, whoa, what? Wait a minute. Denzel, okay, he's signing on for Gladiator 2. Okay, all right, this has my attention. And man, does he look awesome. Look at that. Look, I love the get up right there. Got a little earring right there. And he's playing a character named Macrinus, an arms dealer living lavishly, and he keeps a stable of gladiators for sport. So you got to wonder if one of his gladiators is Paul Mescal, the character of Lucas, who is the son of Maximus. Got to be curious if that's where we find him early on. Man, Denzel looks great and everything, but man, I just you put him in the movie and it raises my expectations and anticipation for this movie, this long awaited sequel. What else we got from Vanity Fair? We got Connie Nielsen returning. That's right. Connie Nielsen is back as Lucilla, who she's the mother of Paul Mescal's Lucas. And in the article, they say that her one weakness is, in fact, her son. Makes sense. Great to see her back. I loved her in the DCEU. Okay, as Queen Hippolyta, she was awesome, and I'm happy she's back because she's really good in these type of sword and sandals roles. All right. Next one here. I'm going to show a two characters right here. These are brothers. They are a pair of ruling emperors, likely the antagonists. They look like the antagonists right when you see them. So that is Fred Hetchinger as Emperor Caracalla. And I said there was a pair of rulers. Here is Joseph Quinn as Emperor Geta. And as I've said, these are a pair of ruling emperors of a decaying and corrupt Rome. Ridley Scott describes them as brothers that are damaged goods from birth. And you could tell right away, just man, like, okay, like not one, but two. If they're anywhere as good as Joaquin Phoenix, man, yeah, they look great. And then the final shot that I have from the Vanity Fair collection is Maximus's son, Lucas, and he's looking at armor worn by Maximus himself, the Gladiator. And so, yeah, very curious to see how much of a presence. I mean, obviously, Russell Crowe is going to have a presence in this movie, but like just how big of a presence will we get dream sequences? Okay, well, are they going to Man of Steel it where he's there but not there? Just curious. Yeah, great images. One hell of a first look, especially man Denzel, my man, and Connie Nielsen. I mean, it all looks great. Okay, it looks great. I've been talking to some people in these movie buff circles, and they are cautiously optimistic. Okay, it's one thing to have great images. Okay, and yeah, we're excited. Will the movie be great? That is a question, and to help answer that, I'm going to bring in a guest. Better late than never. Mr. Amaru here. What's going on?
Yo, I'm going to be completely honest. I am on summer break. Time is a construct. I don't know what time is right now. And I looked up and I was like, oh shit, I should have been on 40 minutes ago. My fault. 100% on this.
It's all good, man. It's all good. I'm glad you're able to make it, dude. Like you're all the way New York, right? East Coast. So
Yeah,
it's
East Coast
like,
time. I'm in Charlotte, so it's 10:45 over here for me.
oh, I thought you were in New York.
I'm from New York. My fam's in New York. But no, I live in Charlotte.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I thought
But
you were in New York. I was going to talk
still,
to you
still
about
East
some New
Coast time.
York.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Wow, we got the whole party here. Okay, let's bring in the other guy. That's our other guest who's joining us. Fashionably late, but still always good to see. Keith Barnes, what's going on?
What's happening? I'm here. I'm Aru.
What up?
Hey,
What up?
everybody. What's going
How
on,
you
man?
been?
Good. It is. Look, I don't want to be one of those people complaining about weather, but boy, today was brutal.
Sacramento is a
In
heat
Sacramento,
wave right now.
yes.
It's an oven. It's like 107 right now. I was
Oh my
looking there.
gosh.
Ooh.
111 degrees today where I was at work.
Oh,
It's still about 100 right now as I was getting home. It might have cooled down to like 97 or 98. But, yeah, rough day today. So, but I'm here.
I was gonna say it's hot over here, and then you said 100, and I said, nah, never mind.
what's the weather over there? I mean, what's the what's a hot day over there?
90s, but it's humid as hell.
Yeah.
So that does not help. But yeah, I'll take that over 100 any day.
Absolutely. Yeah, I miss the humidity of the mid-Atlantic. Yeah, or rather, summertime there, where I'm from Virginia, it's way better than it is here. And I lived in a coastal city. I lived in Virginia Beach, so you get a nice coastal breeze. So the humidity wasn't as bad as it is kind of further inland.
Yeah.
Here it's just dry and hot. But it was windy today, but it's just hot air blowing around. It's like blow dryer air blowing around.
I remember that, and I don't miss it.
No good. John Booz, what's up?
John Booz is here. Rachel popped in. We're talking Gladiator 2, the images from Vanity Fair, and I don't know if you guys have gotten a chance to see it. They're pretty spectacular here. I mean, you got Mascal versus Pascal right there. So you got Pedro Pascal as a Roman general.
Yeah.
You got our guy Denzel Washington as an arms dealer.
This was my favorite one. I laughed. Somebody tweeted, I feel bad for anybody who thought they were going to look, could ever look as cool as Denzel on that set. Ever.
Right?
100%.
Just, yeah. I can't believe how great he looks. I'm so happy he signed on. Man, just that's got to be a good sign for the script.
Well, he's a Ridley Scott guy, man. Him and Ridley Scott have done some great stuff together. So I know Ridley Scott's hit or miss, but all his Denzel stuff's good. So
there's that. Keep the streak going. You got Connie Nielsen back.
Yeah.
And then I talked about these two right here, the antagonists, the pair of rulers over Rome right there. Of course, Joseph Scott, who's going to be Joseph Quinn, who's going to be Johnny Storm in the Fantastic Four. And then the other one was Fred Hetchinger right there. He just looks evil. He reminds me of I don't know if you guys ever see Naruto. Who's the guy with the sand? Yeah, Gaza, I think. Garza. Yeah.
I haven't. Funny enough, I just saw Fred Hetchinger in Thelma. So I'm actually really excited to see him do something different. I was going to say I was excited to see Joseph Quinn do something different. I just saw him in A Quiet Day.
Quiet Place.
A Quiet Place Day 1.
Yeah.
But I still feel like he I don't know how to explain it, but he was just scared the whole time, anxious the whole time. So seeing him digging into something more than that is really cool. And then not realizing until you said his name, the dude from I've only seen Fred Hetchinger. Like I said, I just saw him in Thelma, and he's real wholesome. He's really hilarious. So seeing them do the antagonist role, I'm actually excited for both of them.
Is one of them playing the son, playing Connie Nielsen's son?
Yeah, that's not Paul Mescal right here to the left.
Okay, gotcha.
Here's another shot of him looking at Maximus's armor.
Oh, wow.
His father's armor. Yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong, this takes place not too long after the first movie.
I mean,
right? Actually, wait. He's a grown kid, so
I heard it's like 20 years
man.
or
so it looks like 10, 20 years.
10, 20 years. Okay,
like still within a lifetime. It's not like Planet of the Apes where it's like people are dead and gone in history.
Right.
You still have the remnants of what happened in the first one. I'm fairly excited about this. Gladiator is a movie I have not seen too often. It's not like one I repeat, but I've seen fairly recently and just remembered how good it was. And I think this is one of my most anticipated cast of the year. Maybe not my most anticipated movie when it started, but when I heard the cast, I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I'm ready for this one."
Yeah.
What
about you, Keith?
Sure. Listen, I'm a big Gladiator head. Love this movie. I've probably watched it maybe 3 times in the last year and a half or so, just for whatever reason. Well, I showed it to my kids before, but they didn't really remember, so I was showing it to my daughters again. And my daughter Sophia, she loves it. This movie's so good. So I watched it on Blu-ray, and then it's popped up on TV a couple times. So we just sat and watched it, each one of those. But yeah, big fan of this movie. I wonder if there's any chance of Russell Crowe popping up in this, because they show him there's an afterlife. like in this. They like believe in not Valhalla. What do they call it? What do they call their Elysium? Elysium.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah. So I wonder if we'll see him cameo. I don't know. I kind of think if he would do it for Ridley Scott. I think, I would. I don't know. I was just thinking about that. Just watching these images, showing him looking at his armor. At some point we'll see him. But Jaimin Hunsu is in it too, right? Is he coming back?
Yes, he is.
Yeah. So that's really cool.
I'm hoping he actually gets more than 5 minutes of screen time.
Right. And
he's always popping up things.
I like Joseph Quinn. Same. I just watched Quiet Place day one. 2 days ago, Monday. So yeah, same here. I was like, I thought as much as he is very, I thought he was great in that. Joseph Quinn. I thought he was. But yeah, I agree. It'll be interesting to see him playing like a more menacing kind of menacing type of role. Complete opposite of this. I haven't seen him in Stranger Things, so I don't know how he is in that. But
he's great in Stranger Things as well.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
It's definitely going to be a role that is completely different than most people have seen him in. It'd be nice to see that before he digs into Johnny Storm. Right.
And so I wonder if he's going to have the blonde hair then. He's got the blonde hair in this. I wonder if that's carrying over to Johnny Storm. I was talking to my daughters about that because they didn't know he was. I didn't know he was in A Quiet Place. But they didn't know. I heard his name. Like I said, I didn't watch those two whatever seasons of Stranger Things he's in. But they were like, "Oh my God, that's Eddie! That's Eddie from Stranger Things." So they were kind of tripping out. If he's gonna have blonde hair when he plays Johnny Storm. So he's got blonde hair in this. So I don't know, maybe. But
I still haven't seen Stranger Things. I really need to get around to that.
You haven't seen any of it?
None of it.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
It's a nice little. It'll be a nice little run for you then.
Yeah. I haven't watched. I started season 3 and then I didn't finish it for whatever reason. And so I watched the first 2.5 seasons, but I haven't watched the rest.
I watched season 1, watched season 3 and 4, and just haven't gotten to 2 and won't. So I have a really random ass gap in between all of it. And I'm like, I know enough now for 3 and 4. I'm good.
I gotta people have been raving about season 4, man. I gotta pick it up and watch it. Season 1 is classic. It's so good. I love season 1.
Well, it was like lightning in a bottle, right? I mean, everything just worked so well. It created a formula that movies and other shows wanted to follow, right? And just like, Stranger Things, get a group of kids, and I don't know. I just remember seeing a lot of content following that. Stranger Things was a success. How do we replicate that? As is the case, with a lot of things in Hollywood.
That made it popular because I don't know if you remember what J.J. Abrams had a movie called what was that movie with the kids with the
Super 8?
Super 8. Yeah. And when I started watching Stranger Things, I'm like, this is exactly like almost to a T. It's like Super 8.
Yeah. That's fair. Okay, yeah, Super 8 was the first, yeah.
But I mean, Stranger Things took that and made it
took it to another level.
Yeah. So
then you had It Chapter 1.
You're right. There you go. Yeah.
Well, we are in July, guys, which means it is Deadpool and Wolverine month for me. Maybe you feel the same way, but a lot of people's most anticipated movie, the one that they've kept their eye on throughout the whole year. Amaru, this is your first time on the channel here. I kind of want to gauge your interest as the marketing has gone along with this movie here. I'm sure you're looking forward to seeing it. Are you excited? Are you just can't wait? Are you counting down the days?
I'm very excited. I'm at don't show me anything else anymore mode.
Same.
I did get the last little like big cameo that they've been showing in trailers. I won't say it just in case somebody else missed it. So that did slip and I saw it. But I have it I haven't disliked anything from Sean Levy in a long time. I don't believe.
Mm-hmm.
And that first official trailer that focused on Wolverine, that was like, yep, I don't need to see any more. Hugh Jackman is back. They're not making him overly silly. They're blending the two styles of Logan's like seriousness and Deadpool's wackiness, and it's gonna. I was all in, and I'm like, yep, don't need to see any more after this. I am crossing my fingers. I get a screening out here to see it before it comes out.
Oh man,
Charlotte's been good in terms of Marvel. So like everybody out here is like, please just send it to us. Let us get in the theater and just get that out the way. I'd be very, very happy for that. But I really like Free Guy. I really love the Adam Project. So I am very much looking forward to all the craziness that they're going to send our way.
cameos galore. And this is an image right here that a lot of people are talking about because it's conveniently Hugh Jackman's conveniently standing in the way of, it looks like a holding spear, and a lot of people are speculating, all right, who's that character off to the distance? Amaru, to what you just said, this takes place during that TV clip or teaser, whatever you want to call it, where Wolverine does face off against you know who. Not the version I want to see, but still, it's cool. Yeah, you know who I'm talking about. Yeah.
I agree. I 100% agree. But
yeah, Keith, have you been avoiding any marketing, or is it just so much in your face that you can't like?
No, I'm not looking at anything. I'm avoiding all the stuff as much as I can. I saw the images of Wolverine's brother, to say.
That's who we're talking about. Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's who we're talking about.
Yes. And is that the actor from Origins?
Nope.
No, that's who we want. We wish it was Leave. At least I did. I was hoping it was Leave. They got the original from the original X-Men.
The wrestler guy.
Tyler Mane. Yeah.
Yeah. Really? Okay. I didn't know that. That's good. That was cool. Okay. Well, yeah, I saw that. But outside of that, I haven't really, I've heard some rumors, but but as far as I haven't looked at any. Whenever it comes on TV, I turn away. I scroll past it on social media. So yeah, I'm just over the moon excited for this, man. And I've loved, obviously, I love both. I like Deadpool 2, I think, more than a lot of people. I watched it maybe what was this trailer? Super Bowl. Yeah, I watched both of those. Once I discovered that they were on Disney Plus, I finally figured out how to unlock the Marvel Netflix shows and the Deadpool 2. I finally figured out how to unlock those on Disney Plus. It's like, oh, these are all on here. So yeah, I watched Deadpool 1 and 2 after the first trailer came out, Super Bowl one. So Deadpool 2 is good, man. It's it's not as good as the first, but I think it's still pretty good. I don't know, a lot of people didn't love it as much, but and then I'm the same as you, Rue. I love Free Guy. I thought Free Guy is great. I had so much fun with that movie. I didn't finish Adam Project. I got to go back and finish that. What I watched was pretty good. I watched maybe like the first 45 minutes of that or so. So I gotta, and I heard I kind of heard about the ending. That's probably why I didn't go back.
Don't forget Real Steel.
Did he direct that?
Sean Levy. Yep.
He did. Yeah.
Well, I
saw it I didn't miss it because I haven't seen it in a very, very, very long time. I remember having fun with it, but not seeing it again.
I didn't know that. Okay, cool. Are they talking to him? I heard they're talking to him for maybe one of the two Avengers.
They are, yeah. But they've also been talking to every single director that has ever done anything in the MCU for the Staghorn movie. So
right.
I mean, that's Man, I that's gonna be such a daunting project to do. I mean, Secret Wars, you're talking about you thought Endgame was huge, man.
Yeah,
That's what I'm wondering what Deadpool and Wolverine is gonna do. Like
yeah.
I wonder if it's written so like easily death of Fox universe. Like
Yeah.
that's definitely there. Plenty of cameos. But how much of a like with the TVA, how much of a multiverse killer, multiverse like incursion bringer, how much is it really gonna do all of that? Or are they just setting everybody up for like, this is just a standalone film that's gonna
Right.
end and you're just gonna keep going. Like I doubt that's gonna happen. I just wonder how much of it's gonna like what the effect is gonna be after this film.
Yeah, same.
Well, uh, yeah, I hope they don't go that route. I know that's not what you're predicting, but it's just they got to move the timeline forward.
They
Okay,
do.
there are so many loose threads right now. Okay, like what's going to happen with a Kang character? What about that Eternal that's halfway sticking out of the earth? What about the mutants? The incursions. We know Loki's holding the timelines together, sort of, but
Right.
we know something. Well, we figure something's going to happen to where he's going to lose control of that, and everything's going to, go madness.
Where is Shang-Chi?
Yeah,
Like,
That's right.
where is my man? And whatever was going on with the rings, what is going on with that?
Because that was supposed to be a thing. They're like, oh, we got to go check this out. These rings are something. What they said it was like a distress signal or something.
Something.
Yeah.
I was like, I got to go check it out, and then we just never went back to it. So that's a great question. Because there has to be a thing. That's one of the reasons, and I say the same thing about Star Wars right now. Like, they need to. There has to be a thing that we're doing here. Like they've just been putting out movies where some of them are good, some of them, not as good, but there's not like with the first phases, like we're looking at, the Infinity Saga, like we're building towards that, and we don't know what they keep saying multiverse, but they're still not really like. So it doesn't seem like they're really building towards anything. I hope this movie, like you guys mentioned, that this shows, okay, this is the thing. This is where we're working towards. Like, we actually have a direction that we're going in. We have a singular. This is the goal, both narratively and for these movies. Just in real life, I was watching these movies. Like,
yeah. I mean,
are we going somewhere? We got to be going somewhere with all.
Well, because they've been teasing it for so long, right? I mean, WandaVision,
Right.
Doctor Strange was a huge tease, but nothing ever.
Spider-Man, like
even as recently as Captain Marvel or the Marvels,
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but regardless, you can't fault Kevin Feige. If Hugh Jackman wants to come back, you squeeze him in there. I wish they would give Blade the same treatment. Like, make it a priority, get it in there, like, let it happen. We talked about it last week. Amaru, like, when are we getting Blade? Are we still getting Blade?
I don't know if we will. I am an optimist, so I think it'll happen at some point in life. But like, the fact that Delroy left hurts.
Huge.
Yeah, I didn't know that. See, we didn't mention that. I read the article and I saw that. And went, what?
Yeah, that one hurts. Oh, no. Like, how long will Mahershala hold on? It's funny because I did hear like a little thing that like maybe it's Mahershala is trying to make this a lot more serious than Blade needs to be. Then I'm hearing other things. I'm like, I don't care. Can we just get this damn thing started? It's not hard. It's Blade. It's not hard.
Yeah.
Vampires want to take over the world.
That's
Blade
it.
wants to kill them. That's all we want to see. We don't need this big. No, we just want to see Blade killing vampires.
It's not even because he kind of is in the same corner of Marvel universe as like we saw Moon Knight, right? Like he's kind of in that area of Marvel. Like there's another character. Like what's going on with Moon Knight? Like who knows if we'll ever see him again or anything that's happening there, But just do that. Do whatever they're doing with Moon Knight. Put Blade over there. just like vampires, whatever, all that weird magical stuff. Just yeah, exactly. Like it doesn't have to be. At the same time also let Mahershala do. They got to find that balance of let him do his whatever it is he's trying to do.
They let Chloe Zhao do that.
Yeah,
They let her do it. They let
Right.
Ryan Coogler do kind of what he like. Come on, like I don't know.
They even let Peyton Reed with Ant-Man
Yeah.
Quantumania. Like he clearly wanted to make that an event movie, and he got his wish. It didn't, work out. Well, financially speaking, it didn't work out objectively, but subjectively for me, it didn't really work out the way I want, other than Majors as Kang.
Yeah. But
So-
also Scott Derrickson, whatever he was going to do with Doctor Strange 2, they didn't let him. Apparently that was going to be a lot more.
Yeah,
more
I don't
horror
want.
take. So
I don't want Mahershala to fall into the Edgar Wright.
Edgar Wright, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah, just knock on wood. Hopefully.
Yeah.
All right. Well, because I have both of you here, so I don't know if you guys have been around the last few weeks, months. We're switching lanes here. We're gonna go from movies to music because we have Amaru here. So I don't know if you guys are aware, there was this little beef happening between Drake and Kendrick.
very small one.
It's kind of simmered down in my opinion, especially since that concert that Kendrick did. I mean, that was, man, just incredible. But Amaru, what do you take away, and Keith as well? What do you guys take away from this right here? Like, was this just is there anything to take away from this? I mean, beef, that sort of stuff, has forever existed in the genre. Like, what are your takeaways from all this?
First and foremost, of course, as long as no actual violence takes place, like all good. That's always the first thing to say. But this has been a shot in the arm for old heads like us with hip hop, at least, because like I looked at the double XL freshman class, and the only person I know is and I forgot his my guy from Texas, the Mexican dude.
That Mexican OT.
Yes, love him.
Yeah, he's nice.
Love him. He's nice. I don't know anybody else. I don't care about anybody else. But that Mexican OT, I was like, that's the only guy. So like having this one was just great for hip hop in general. But it solidified a couple things. One, neither Drake's career is gonna be fine. Like he's massive, but it solidified that K. Dot is one of the greatest of all time. And that Drake, most stuff was right. Yasin Bey was kind of right. Like, he's more of a pop star than a hip hop star. He raps, and he can rap, and he has the skill, but he's a pop star. He makes pop music. He makes music for Target, and like he will have, he'll have a little bit of a stain on him for a bit, but he'll bounce back. He'll be fine. He'll go right back to the lane he was in. But this just reminded people that K. Dot is absolutely ridiculous and cutthroat, and he is definitely certified boogeyman, 100%. Like the video's about to come out, which we'll do it again. And I have been campaigning on Twitter since May, and will continue to do so, that Not Like Us should be nominated for Song of the Year for Grammy. And I will continue to post that everywhere because it deserves it. I am just utterly flabbergasted that a damn diss song.
This song is
one. Never seen anybody actually perform a diss song at a concert, not publicly. Like, and he said, "I don't care." He started off with Euphoria. Like, damn. And then I guess back to back won a Grammy, but that was like in the rap category, and it either won it or was nominated. Like, if this song gets nominated for Song of the Year or Record of the Year, that is just a like nail in the coffin. That's proverbial coffin that won't stay closed. But my gosh, just beauty and hilarious. The song is a banger. All of them were, but that song is just
It's a
Monument.
bop.
Yep. Keith, you share a lot of the same things as
Yeah,
Amaru?
absolutely. Look, I'm gonna be honest, sir. I was all these years. I've always been kind of, I'll say, on the fence about Drake. He has a lot of songs that I do like, but there's always something about him. Like, oh, and it started. If you know the history of this, like these two have been going at each other for years, ever since that song "Control," that Control verse with Kendrick. I don't want to go too far into that, but
Oh yeah, the BET Cipher, 2015.
but that was after that. But he had that song. Kendrick did a song with Big Sean called "Control." Where he
Okay.
called out all the big kind of the big rappers that were just maybe I want to say 2013 ish, maybe 2012.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and basically told all the rappers, "Hey, love you guys," and he said, "I love y'all, but I'm coming at you, because I want to be the best." That's it. That's basically it. I'm paraphrasing, but all of them were all like, oh, "Okay, cool. We got you, Kendrick. All right, cool. Let's do it." Drake was the only one that actually took it, took that personally for what it
He's
is.
a little sensitive. A little sensitive.
Had it's very and just had just the weirdest reaction to it, and just so they've been sniping at each other for years ever since then. But yeah, it was crazy to see this get to where it got. But I was surprised kind of when J. Cole started, because that's been the talk, and they rapped about it on their song First Person Shooter, J. Cole and Drake. Big Three, all that. That's what people have been kind of calling them for a long time. I was surprised to see him kind of linking up with Drake the way he has. J. Cole, I'm talking about, showing up on stage with him and doing the songs that they've done. So I kind of had a feeling like, oh, I don't think Kendrick likes this. I don't know if him is coming. I'm wondering what Kendrick thinks about all this. So when he responded with the song like that, from the Metro and Future album, I love that verse. And I was like, oh, wow, that was great. But I'm one of the few people that I think the best song out of all of them is I love Not Like Us. I agree with you. Definitely song of the year. I think Euphoria is the best song out of all of it. Because he full on went.
Yeah.
It's like, and this is all stuff that I've kind of not being, people calling it hate Drake bandwagon, this, that, whatever. It's a lot of stuff about that dude I don't like. Like I said, he makes fun music and he makes songs that I like. I'm a little biased, I'll admit, because I'm from Virginia Beach, and he had the whole thing with Pusha T, and he's been taking shots at Pharrell for a few years. And, those are people that I grew up looking up to, in my hometown. So, but yeah, man, I've never, like you said, I've never seen a diss song be like a hit song. I saw Nas in concert back in 2002, maybe, and he did perform
Ether.
Ether.
He did it because
Yes.
I was at a concert and everybody was yelling Ether, Ether, and I've always seen him turn it down. So
he
good on you for
performed
being
it
able
live.
to see that.
I was shocked. I was
Wow.
surprised. This is, like I said, this is in Virginia Beach too, which was kind of also a bit of a Jay-Z stronghold as well. But yeah, he did perform Ether there. Apparently, as you said that too, I think, if I recall, Tupac may have performed "Hit 'Em Up" at House of Blues.
Oh, he did because Tupac was also very ruthless and he didn't give a damn.
He didn't care.
He didn't care.
But those are rare things. Like I said, but you're right though. If you wouldn't see, but Not Like Us is something else entirely. And just the stuff. That's the fact that it is this song, but he's saying stuff that, like, wow, he's making some, accusations that we don't have to go into it, but that are not all that hard to not to believe. I'll just say, but I don't want to attack anybody for I don't know, but like, yeah, you're right. It's crazy to see a diss song be like this big.
Yeah.
And there's just as many. There's people complaining that they're tired of it, but I'm not tired of it. I want to see it win Song of the Year, the Grammys. And it'll further. This is part of one of Drake's beef with Grammys. We always complaining about the Grammys because Kendrick has so many. And if this wins Song of the Year, this is gonna really, like, man, this is gonna kill him. Like, he's gonna act like it doesn't, but it will.
Yeah. And I love to say You mentioned J. Cole, best business decision in the history of rap ever. Like everybody,
100%.
when Cole was like, "I'm out, I'm done,
Yep.
I'm keeping my peace," I was in the minority. I was like, "Yeah, like
Same. Me too.
I am all for keep your peace, dude."
Yes.
You came out with the song. It was cool. It wasn't the biggest thing. He was like, "Yo, I'm not in it. I like this ain't me. I'm backing out. K Dot's my dude." And everybody was
Right.
like, "Oh, you soft, you a punk.
Right.
This is rap." And I'm just like, no, I'm with Cole. Keep your peace.
Right.
You don't let anything disrupt your peace. And Cole is all about it. And then
Right.
now everybody's like, Cole, you was right. Because he knew.
He knew what was coming.
He knew what was coming. He knew this was not just hip hop for K-Dot. He knew the dismantling that was coming. And it's like, I need to make a business decision. Not only my peace, but my money. I'm gone. Y'all have a good time.
My image. Yep.
And well, like you said, him and Kendrick, they're legitimately friends, you know.
Yeah.
And I think he didn't want to, because on a lyrical level, he could go there if he's just as.
Yeah.
I'm a big J. Cole fan as well. Like Kendrick and Cole are like 1A, 1B for me. As far as kind of the younger, younger that class from like 08, 09 kind of era.
Yeah, and you could hear it in 7-minute drill. Like he was saying some stuff that lyrically was cool, but it didn't make any sense.
Right.
And it was like really cold.
You know, and I just didn't believe it from him. I'm like, I know you won't feel that way.
I didn't believe him. So when he was like, "Yeah, this isn't it," I was like, "Yeah, I think we with you." Like you were able to put some stuff together, but it was like you was reaching, hard, and you even knew you was reaching. So I get it.
There's rumors that Schoolboy Q, who I also love, warned him. Like came to one of his Dreamville shows and warned him that this was coming. Like told him, "Hey, you might want to back out of this," because then that very show that he did the apology on stage, and supposedly Schoolboy Q was there. And he warned him about it.
Hey,
he told
good
him
on
what's
him.
coming. Because Kendrick says, and he said it in Euphoria. I'm sorry, in Not Like Us. He's got more.
Yeah.
So like, if Drake wants to, he told him like, "I got more if you want." Like he said, he's got 5 more songs. He said he had 10 of them.
It's hilarious.
So
it's utterly hilarious.
I think Drake, you're right. Drake will be fine. He's a massive star. But like you said, and most of the people, everybody got on Mos Def about it. Anytime anybody ever says anything about Drake, they get on him. But he is a pop star. You know, he started off as like kind of this kind of teen heartthrob kind of rapper, and then just veered off into just. It's weird hearing them rapping about mob ties and putting hits on people and drug deals and this that. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you're not. It's bizarre. I don't. That's kind of where he lost me when we started talking about all that kind of stuff. For me, all his stuff has been the same since his 3rd album. Like, I think his first. I went back and listened to his first album.
Still great.
The first mixtape, So Far Gone, his first album. I think it's classic. I think it's.
Thank you later. Yeah, really and like I like Take Care. Cool. But after that, I didn't really listen to him that much after that.
It's all the same. I can't.
Yeah.
It's just like everything I hear is the same. And if people like it, he's the most streamed artist ever. Blah blah blah. Fine, that's fine. But yeah, I can't really get into it. Kendrick is, and then of course there's the ghostwriting thing, which is that.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, he loses some points for that. I know it's the only genre where that's a negative, but.
Which is funny because it depends on who you are. If it's a negative, like if you're Dre, you can ghostwrite all day.
Right, or did
nobody cares.
Yeah, I'll say Drake. Not. I was about to say somebody else, but yeah, exactly.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Double standard.
Kendrick though is I know people think it's. Kendrick is literally, like you said, one of the best ever. We were gonna do our top 10 favorite hip hop albums of all time, Bartley and Barnes. And we were going to get you to be part of it. Both of you guys to be part of it. I'll tell you right now, two of my top. Kendrick has 2 of his albums are in my top 10. I'll say that. Spoiler.
Good Kid is in mine. And the only reason I don't have the other ones because I try to limit to one artist.
Sure.
I would say even if I did that though, it wouldn't be there. But like I think Damn would be up there as well.
Damn was a good one.
Between that and To Pimp a Butterfly, that album is that's a piece of work. But yeah, no, Good Kid, Mad City is literally one of the greatest albums ever made in any genre, in my opinion. so doesn't get old at all.
That won album of the year, right? In 2012.
No, is that the year Macklemore? Was that?
Yeah, Macklemore beat him
Yeah.
rap album of the year because he
Yes.
came out with Same Love.
All right.
And like what you know what actually like made me mad about that outside of like Grammys being Grammys and like it made me mad because it made people think Macklemore can't rap.
Oh, right, exactly.
Macklemore's a good rapper. He wasn't. That's a good album. But just because it's stained because it got rap album of the year over Good Kid, Mad City, he has that stain on him now. And it's like, no, people, go listen to Macklemore's album again. It is a very, very good album. That man can spit. It is not his fault. The Grammys do what the Grammys do.
That's a good. And he even apologized. He's like, Kendrick, I'm sorry. Yeah, you should have won. And that's part of one of those things we're talking about. Drake, I think, came out and said or tweeted or said something to Macklemore like, hey, don't apologize. You won. Don't let the blah, 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 blah. Don't let the crowd or don't let the industry or the system, whatever, some nonsense that he said. You know, sniping at Kendrick saying, no, your album won. You shouldn't apologize for that. And maybe it's kind of, right. But that didn't do him any
favors at all.
Anything with Kendrick, that doesn't make him feel, so, Kendrick. And he's the type of guy that he does kind of just, people get on him because he doesn't release albums every 2 albums. Drake just keeps putting stuff out constantly. And Kendrick is a kind of, a quality over quantity type of guy. He'll come out when he's ready, like the way rap, just music in general used to be. Now everybody's putting stuff out constantly. I don't know. To me, I don't think that's not a negative. He wants to take his time and put out the stuff that he wants to put out when he wants to put it out. Cole's kind of the same way. People are kind of. And by the way, speaking of J. Cole, I think a lot of this was somewhat calculated on his part because he's been saying for years his next album will be his final album, and it's going to be called The Fall Off.
The Fall Off, yeah.
And this is exactly what people are saying about him, that his career is going to fall off. And I kind of think this was intentional a little bit on Cole's part. Because from what I'm hearing, The Fall Off is like
great,
a masterpiece.
That's what I'm hearing too.
Yeah, so which I can't wait to hear it. But yeah, this has been a whole thing. I can't wait to see this video. I wonder if Kendrick does release another album in the next year or so and goes on tour again. Will he perform the song live? I wonder, because like you said, Nas would be hesitant to perform it in a lot of places, to perform Ether. So I don't know. Or I wonder. Or I also wonder, will we ever see the day? Because you remember when Jay-Z had his "I Declare War" concert?
Yeah.
And you want to bring a Nas on stage?
And he brought Nas out, yeah.
Will we ever see that between these two people?
I have no idea. This seems deep-seated. This seems very deep-seated. It would be like 10, 15 years from now.
Yeah. Drake would do it. I don't think Kendrick would. He legitimately seems to not like this guy. So, I don't know.
I want to ask you guys this question right here. I think you might have mentioned the answers, but in honor of this one-sided beef, give me your answers.
Okay.
Greatest rap diss song.
For me, it's Ethan. I will quantify that by saying there are a lot of older diss songs that I just was not old enough for. Like I could easily have gone back and listened to No Vaseline for sure and things like that. But Ether's a verb now, just like Stan is a noun. Ether is a verb for just getting demolished in a song. So that one is for me. I think it's just also it's very similar, Not Like Us. It's not just a great song, but it's culturally a movement in hip hop history.
Yeah. And it was an attack on the king at the time. Right?
Yeah. But there's plenty of others for sure.
Yeah, there definitely are. This is a great question. Uh, Ether is because I love Nas is my number one of all time, but I got Ether at a very, very, very close second. But you just mentioned it. No Vaseline, and I say that because Ice Cube, one of the great lyricists of all time, he literally ended NWA. They didn't record again after that. They couldn't recover, and and he went at them in ways that are pretty similar to what you hear on both those songs. Not like us and Ether. That's a good top three, I think.
Yeah.
Hit 'em up, yes. I mean, hit 'em up as well. That was. I would throw hit 'em up in there. It would be in my top five. But those not like us, Ether and No Vaseline would be my top three. But I think I would have No Vaseline, just because it ended NWA entirely, and to the point where Dre and everybody involved had to kind of look at Eazy and go, hey man, what's going on? Like, it definitely, yeah, they couldn't recover from it. Like it's I don't think we've ever seen that. Oh well, no, it's not true because you can make a case 50 Cent did the same thing with Ja Rule, but it wasn't with just one song, and again that's another thing where it's like it's personal between those two.
Yeah, and 50 also just trolled the hell out.
He did. Just constantly. And he still does to this day. Yeah, man. I'm trying to think of those are the greatest. I mean,
Takeover is also amazing, and that's not just to Nas, but to Prodigy as well.
Yeah.
Two underrated ones. Well, I'll say one underrated one and one cool. Actually, I'll leave it at two underrated ones that people don't bring up. LL dissing the dude on his own song in 4-3-2-1.
I was just saying LL and Cannabis, yeah.
And then second round TKO coming right back after that. What was the I listened to it a billion times. Is it The Ripper Strikes Back?
The Ripper Strikes Back.
Yeah, that whole beef was also very, very good. 4-3-2-1 is one of my favorite songs ever. Yeah. And it's just hilarious that like he kept Cannabis on the song and then dissed him on the damn song afterwards with a fire verse. I love those.
But listen, he kept Cannabis's verse on there too. I'll give that to him. He kept his verse on there, but yeah, it went right back at him. I was gonna bring that up too. And apparently, I don't say DMX. Apparently, Get At Me Dog was kind of at Tupac. Apparently, I've just heard that. That's what people say.
It wasn't. I don't know if it was Tupac, maybe, but it was a dude that I don't know. But there's a line where he actually says guy's name on Get At Me.
Solo.
What are you talking about?
I think it's K Solo because they bleep it out.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So, but yeah, man. Shoot, there's
Nobody mentioned Dre Day, huh?
Ooh, that's a good one. Just heard that song yesterday too. Sure. That was Dr. Dre going at Easy after.
I will also put my bias. Growing up, I was not listening to West Coast hip hop that much. I was strictly East Coast.
Okay, sure.
So like, unless it was the hugest thing, I wasn't listening to West Coast hip hop that much until the 2000s. If it wasn't on the radio or wasn't on video music box or something like that.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. I will say Star Drew. Jacob would definitely, as Star Drew said, I think Jacob would have Eminem top 5. Yes, Star Drew.
I mean, Eminem, pick your.
Eminem and Lil Wayne are.
There was a streak where he did not like diss people, at least one person in the track, or throw shade. Like
Eminem.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
No, he did. Yeah.
He was saying there was no songs where every song would have a diss at somebody.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, just
He had one. He went after. Speaking of that, talking about Cannabis, he had a great battle with Cannabis. Eminem.
Yeah.
I think it was before he got really big, but they had a nice back and forth. But again, that was just on some lyrical back and forth because Eminem was kind of a battle rapper coming up in that battle.
Destroyed.
The other one Common, the bitch in you was Common going up against Cube, right?
Common against Cube and West Side Connection. Yeah, yes, absolutely. Common to bring it back to Drake. Common destroyed Drake.
Yeah.
On a song, I think it's called Canada Dry.
Canada Dry. It's called Canada Dry. Yes.
And people don't that didn't get a lot of fanfare. It wasn't very popular, but like Common destroyed him. Like, people don't talk about that. Got lost, and Common is he's a star, but he's never been like a huge hip hop star. But
he's one of the dudes I laugh at that, like the kids I teach who are a little older now don't know that Common and LL Cool J are rappers.
Yes,
they think they're actors.
Yes,
and it's no, they're rappers.
Right.
First and foremost, like LL Cool J rapped. Yeah, he's one of the greatest rappers to ever do it. What are you talking about? I
had this exact discussion with my kids a couple years ago. Queen Latifah was another one. We were like, like yes, and she was nice. She's literally one of the best rappers ever. But yeah, I had this exact conversation with my son. It's like it's like Common's about. I'm like, buddy, I played that song. I played The Bitch in You, and then I played that Canada Dry song, and my son flipped out. He's like, oh my God, I didn't know he was. I'm like, yes. He buried Drake back in like 2012 or 2011.
B is another one of my top. It's
Beautiful.
Probably my top five out.
That's five. Good, yeah, sure. Absolutely. Yeah, that's one of my. I don't have it that high, but it's one of my favorite albums of all time as well. That one. I think I love Like Water for Chocolate. I love that one.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he's one of the greats too. That's what we talk about him. But yeah, he can go at some people too. So yeah, that was a good battle that went between those two. Common and Q. Like I think I saw an interview where they had I think Mac 10 was like, you know what? This dude's pretty nice, actually. Like he wasn't even mad at it. He was like, "Dude is nice. Maybe we should maybe they should back off." So, yeah, this is a good question. I want to make a list. When we do our list, I might maybe do another list of great this song. I have to think some more about it. There's some great ones.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I thought I'd bring it up. It's relevant and good conversation. Although another one that comes to mind is The Game when he had his feud with G Unit.
I was gonna say pick one. He battled Joe Budden. Joe Budden. He went at. He also went at Ja Rule. He got into it. Yeah, his G Unit. I know that was that was pretty good. Yeah, there's been a few. Some of these, like I like the ones that are just, as you mentioned. There's some of these it gets personal, and people get hurt. Unfortunately, Lil' Kim, Foxy Brown is an example where people were shot. Unfortunately,
right.
There was shootouts at Hot 97 and Capone Noriega and Mobb Deep and all that stuff. But I like when it's just rap. It's two people going at each other just lyrically. Yeah, there'd be some personal attacks. That's part of it. But yeah, I just like two good lyricists can go at each other and see who's the best. I like to see that. So there's a part of me that, like I said, I've enjoyed this because I don't like Drake that much, but and he kind of, just for me, it kind of loses a little bit just because of the ghostwriting thing. I don't believe I'm sure he writes a lot of his stuff, if not most. But that one kind of takes a lot of the wind out of it for me on his end. It's like, well, who is that coming from, you or just somebody? I don't know. But Kendrick is a guy that, and by the way, because Drake is a person and not everybody can do this, but he can't freestyle. So I've seen him try, and it's not great, but not everybody can, and that's okay. But I just have a thing for rappers. I can just, I like. He's not a lyricist like that. Kendrick is. He's one of the all-time greats. So I don't know. Like Royce the 5'9", great, one of the great prolific writers of all time. But he even admitted himself he can't freestyle. He's not a freestyle rapper. He can't. So that's not a bad thing. I like the stuff that Kendrick was doing. I always like everything he's done, but I like what he was doing with this. You know, a lot of people like, oh, he's trying to sound. There's too much. You know, you can read into it. Maybe this is what he meant when he said this line. This is what he said. There's a lot of really clever stuff. Like I said, just in Euphoria, you know, he said this line. That line about the YNW Melly, like that. That blew me away.
The one that got me was when he said, "I gotta raise the son, but you don't know nothing about that." I had to pause the song.
Right. I did the
and
same
just be like, "No, you didn't. No,
I did the same
no."
thing.
Yeah.
I was at the gym when I heard that. I blurted out, "Oh my god!" People turned and looked at me and stuff. But yeah, that was, you know. And Drake, I think Family Matters is okay. It's fine. I think it's not bad. You know, I like that last part of Family Matters, even though, you know, I know he's going at my guy Kendrick, but I do like Family Matters for the most part. Even, you know, but some of the stuff he said, you know, Kendrick stuff that Kendrick has addressed. He made a whole album about a lot of the stuff that Drake's trying to point out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so his whole the Mr. Morale, the Big Steppers album, he talked about all that stuff. So it's not. But there's a problem is I'm reading comments. I know you shouldn't read comments, but people think that this is all about revealing stuff. No, this isn't about revealing dirt on somebody. That's not a, you know. I kind of think maybe feel like Jay-Z and Nas were the first to do that in terms of dissing each other, like talking about you know, personal stuff that people might not know about you. But that's not when you're battling somebody. It's just like it's a battle. It's a rap battle. We're talking about it's lyrics. You know, we're not trying to reveal dirt about each other. You know, it kind of sometimes it just feels like that's all Drake's trying to do because it happened to him, because Pusha T did it to him.
Right.
So I don't know. I'm curious to see where this goes. There's no way it's simmered down. There's no way it's over. So, but if Drake comes back, I'm curious what his advisors are telling him. If he comes back with something, I just wonder what Kendrick has that he's holding back as well. So.
Oh, Kendrick got one in the chamber.
Five in the chamber.
So he had 5 more.
5 in the chamber, apparently.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 5.
Yeah, personally, I think Drake should just
stop it.
You do the same thing you did with Pusha. You were like, it's time to just be done with this and move on to the next. Just move on.
Right.
Yeah.
And they warned him too. Pusha warned him, like, don't do it. And if people tried to warn him, don't do this. You know. So Kendrick warned him several. Rick Ross warned him. Like, hey, I think the people that probably knew a lot of stuff that Kendrick was going to do, try to tell him, like, don't do this. You know, there's people. I just watched the interview today that LL Cool J did, where he said he should just leave it alone. You know, because Kendrick's one of those guys, man. He's one of the, you know, he doesn't have the sales and the streams and blah blah blah. Okay, yeah, it's a lot of people saying that he's got more money. Great,
but it's hilarious because he does have sales. Though.
Right, exactly.
He doesn't have Drake sales,
right?
But he has multiple multi-platinum albums and singles. Anyway,
yes.
Black Panther album. Come on now.
On top of that,
yeah, exactly. You want a Pulitzer? I want a Pulitzer for his albums. For I think that was that for Damn.
For Damn, yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So you don't get much bigger than that. So we'll see.
I really appreciate this conversation. You guys are so knowledgeable when it comes to this stuff, and you know, I like to dip my feet in the pool that is subjects like this from time to time. A few more topics. We're gonna wrap up here in a little bit. Amaru, are you a basketball guy? Do you like basketball?
Yes, I
do.
NBA for sure. College, not so much, but yeah, 100%. I don't have anything here, but if it's New York Knicks related, it's me all day.
Ooh, okay.
You guys got quite a squad you're building over there.
Yeah, we are mourning the loss of iHeart. That man is good in New York forever. He is a legend like Steve Novak. And he's only been in for 2 years, but that man will always be a Knick. We really didn't want to lose him, but having the Villanova Knicks plus OG plus Julius, which I don't believe we should get rid of in any way,
No.
shape.
Agree.
Please don't. I'm excited. I was talking to my friend who's a Philly fan, and we were just like, dude, our division is stacked. Boston, Philly, and New York now. It's gonna be a fun, tough season.
Yeah. I mean, like I know I'm wearing a Kings hat. I support the home team. I live in Sacramento, but I'm so glad my Boston Celtics won this year. They should have won. They were the team that should have won. They won. But I'm celebrating's over. Now I'm looking at next year because competition is there. I think it's going to be a lot of hard fought battles. I'm hoping it's a healthy Celtics squad against a healthy Knicks squad. Sixers, I'm not really worried about. Yeah, you got Paul George and whatnot, but I'm not worried about him. Like 5 years ago, would have been worried about him, but I don't
The
know.
one thing about that though is like being on the Clippers with a hurt Kawhi, he had to do much more. He doesn't need to take over with Embiid and Tyrese there. Maxey is nothing but energy, and Joel Embiid is probably the most dominant player in basketball. I know Jokic is there, but a fully healthy Joel Embiid, I think, is the most dominant player in basketball. So Paul George can just easily take over a game without having to do much. So I think that's a unfortunate perfect fit for him at this stage of his career. And it's a little worrisome as an Knicks fan.
He said, Paul George said years ago, he finally came to a realization that maybe he's just not a number one. And I agree, he's not. He's not a number one guy. He's exactly right. And you hit it right on the head. Him not having Kawhi there for almost the entire time they were together. And then him, of course, battling his own injuries. Put him in a position where he had to carry them more than he probably wanted to and probably could. So him being in this position where, I mean, Maxey's like the Tyrese Maxey man.
Yeah.
So I mean, him and Embiid, like that's your 1-2 right there. I mean, Embiid's one. You could kind of make a case Maxey maybe should be number one. But that's a perfect spot for him. I think Philly, and they're well coached. Nick Nurse is a really good coach. Won a title in Toronto, so they kind of have to show it. I want to see Embiid get through a whole season. I want him to play 70 games if he can. Like he's got missed 15, 20 games a year, sometimes more. So if he stays healthy, there will be. Yeah, you're right. That division is crazy. With just those three at the top, very top heavy. And in the West, I mean, you mentioned Hartenstein. OKC's got to be the top. The favorite. And getting Alex Caruso for basically just for Josh Giddey didn't have to give. Didn't have to give up any of those draft picks. The Bulls are insane for not getting.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah.
I was talking about imagine like the defensive lineup of like Deuce McBride, Bridges, OG Anunoby, and Mitchell Robinson in the back, but OKC with Dort and Williams and Caruso and then Hartenstein back. That's crazy. Tough defensive lineup to go up against.
Absolutely, man. They're all young, and if you keep them together, if you can, we had the same issue 10 years ago 12 years ago with Durant, Harden, and Westbrook. Where it's like they're great. Can we keep them together? It's a matter of Harden wanted to get paid. Like we have enough money to pay all of them and fill out the rest of this roster. So, they had to let Harden go. But if they can keep it together, and these guys all seem to have a great camaraderie and get along and want to be together. And that's a loaded young team. And that said, Minnesota, they made some nice moves too, man. And they're getting the kid Rob Dillingham out of Kentucky. Putting him together with Ant-Man, Anthony Edwards.
Edwards, yeah.
Oof. They're looking good too. So I don't know where Dallas. I know Dallas picked up Klay Thompson.
Yeah, RIP to the Splash Brothers.
Yeah, absolutely.
They had their run.
They had more than a run. I was in the Bay Area that entire run, and oh my God, it's kind of a religion out there.
That's absolutely, yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
It was a lot.
It still hurts.
It's something to see.
2022. Oh, man.
AOL, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what they, I'd like to see if he would take on a role kind of like what Ray Allen had to do a little later in his career. He could still be a viable, a big piece. He could help Dallas. They could have used him, take a lot of their problems more defensively. Dallas they'll still be in the mix. Denver, I think their window's closed. They got their one title. I think they might be out of it. I think we'll see.
I would say it depends on who they pick up to make up for KCP.
Right, that's a big loss though. That's a big loss.
Yeah, because if you have, even they might have just been a one and done, but I don't think so. I think the Nuggets are always with Jokic. Yep. I think they're always going to be a threat.
Jamal Murray, clutch.
Yeah. But they got the other teams behind them with more experience now, and getting more stacks. So
yeah, our beloved Kings, and I'm real. I don't know if you ever heard me say this. I'm a split Washington. I grew up watching the Bullets / Wizards, so a Washington fan and a Kings fan. So I'm kind of both. Washington, they'll never.
Valanciunas.
Well, see, that's funny you say that because I was like, I wish the Kings would have got him because they could use somebody like that, size and some rebounding, some interior defense. But it's tough. Sacramento is in that place where we were 20 years ago, where they're good, but free agents don't want to come. It seems like people didn't. I don't know. We'll see what they can do. They've done a pretty good job drafting. Obviously, the last couple of years, picking up Halliburton. I know they made the trade for him, but
Keegan Murray.
I like the kid they picked up this year. Looks like he's pretty good. So make up losing Mitchell, Davion Mitchell. It's a big loss. Star Drew. No, I'm not a Lakers fan at all. What are you doing? Come on, man.
Speaking of the Lakers. What do you guys make of this right here? The internet's making a big deal with Bronny, and the 55th pick in second round gets a fully guaranteed $7.9 million 4 years. Is this earned? Is this privilege? Is this entitlement? What's
It's both, and doesn't matter. In my head, doesn't matter because the people have talked about. I think it was Colin Coward who talked about like how many people in all businesses are like, yo, can you hook me up with this internship or get my son this or get my son that? I think it's the coolest fucking thing that LeBron is throwing his weight around. But also, like, Bronny would have probably went 55. Like, that's where he was probably slated to anyway.
Yeah.
And it's the guaranteed one. I was like, oh, okay. That's LeBron getting a little bit of weight in there. And I don't blame you. Get your family their money. Do what you need to do. I think it's kind of cool. So.
Yeah, it's fine, man. I'm like, look, the fact that he got drafted at that spot, because being a guy averaging 4 points or whatever he averaged at USC. If he was anyone else, he would not have gotten drafted. And he probably wouldn't have even entered the draft. He looks like he's got a pretty, he's a playmaker. He's very athletic and he can play. He's just looks like a guy that he would have needed more time. I kind of wish, as a basketball fan, kind of a purist, I would have liked to see him stay in school and develop some more. But and just for him, I don't know him. I'm not him. His family, they got it figured out. They know what they're doing. This is what he wanted. This is what his dad wanted. That's between them, but he's there, So I don't have a problem with it.
It's his little brother that's the one that's going to be making noise in a couple of years.
That's what it sounds like. Yeah,
that's what I've heard. Yeah.
So I hope Bronny becomes a really, really good player.
Yeah.
I feel, he's never going to get it. In fact, that his name is LeBron James Jr. That doesn't help. He'll never be able to get away from it. But I hope he becomes a very good player. I'd like to see him because he looks like he's got a nice game. So we'll see what happens there. But everybody's so many people. We know people, probably ourselves, and everybody gets a job. Like somebody gets a hookup at a job. I got my son his job. My son works with me at where we work. I got it. I got him a job. So I would be a fool to criticize this. I did the exact same thing for myself. But you're right. The guarantee part, that was a surprise. You don't see 50-50 picks in the draft getting fully guaranteed contract. But it sounds like they're going to keep him in the G League. They're going to put him in like the first week of the season, from what I read, and then he's going to be assigned to the G League the rest of the season. So that's probably the right thing. Get a chance to develop down there, work on his game, get used to playing with, a faster, bigger, stronger, faster game, faster league players that are, at that level, and bring him along slowly, man. He can have a nice career. So we'll see what happens. We're at that age now where all the people we grew up watching, their sons are all in the league, and it's crazy to see. It's bizarre, but here we are. Brian James in the NBA now. It's crazy. It's cool.
Yeah, I don't. Keith, damn it, we're getting old.
Right? I know. I know.
Let's see. Do I have anything else I want to bring up? Last week was the 20th anniversary of Spider-Man 2, 2004. Oh. Any quick thoughts on that? Yeah, still the greatest Spider-Man movie?
No.
One
of the greatest live action Spider-Man movie.
I'm even gonna say no there. I'll give you this. I love this movie. I think it's the most overrated superhero movie out there. I wouldn't even put it up against. I wouldn't put it in like which one of these four are the greatest of all time. It's not even up there for me. Like not even.
It's I'm not gonna say Mount Rushmore of live action Spider-Man movies.
Spider-Man movies, sure, but like people like put this and Dark Knight and Winter Soldier.
No, it's not.
War, no. And I'm like, it's easy. Spider-Man 2 is the last one on this list. Like 100% all the time. Like people say it's the greatest comic book movie of all time or greatest Marvel movie. I'm like, it's fine. Right. It's cool, but it's a casualty of its time. I will say every time I watch it, it is a testament of how good it is because I'm like, okay, this is a lot better than I remembered, but it's still not. It's not Winter Soldier. It's not Dark Knight. It's not Infinity War. It's not. I think No Way Home is better. No Way Home is what it is because of this film. Sure. But this is an amazing film. Really, really love it. Willem Dafoe Willem Dafoe 2 from 1, but Alfred Molina is always great. Yeah. So
completely.
You think No Way Home is better than Spider-Man 2?
I do.
Okay.
I would say that as well. I would agree with that. I think all three of no, that's not true. Homecoming definitely. Of the Tom Holland movies, Homecoming is my favorite. I think Homecoming is excellent because I was kind of tired of Spider-Man because everything's happened because of what happened prior. Everything that happened prior. I was kind of out with Spider-Man movies, and then Homecoming was this is great, and it's still great. I still love that movie. It still holds up.
That moment where he answers the door and
man.
Gas.
The whole theater, exactly. The whole theater, like that's one of the great, one of the great theater moments of all time.
Like, that was a great way. Like nobody saw it coming. Nobody, not in my theater at least.
And I'll give the Holland trilogy that every movie has one moment that can be like greatest moment in a comic book movie, and. Well, it's not a moment, but the whole sequence with Mysterio and Far From Home. That's just, I mean,
the Mysterio sequence is great. Yes.
Yeah. Say what you will about the movie, and subjective. It's all subjective, but like, man, that sequence right there is just, oh my God, you just can't get over it. And then No Way Home is filled with moments, So
the Raimi movies are like, you're right. They are of their time. You know, it's like a weird. It's a very much a comic book world like come to life. You know, a lot of the lines are super cheesy and silly, and it's very bright and it's very comic booky. You know, so it's fun in that sense. And if you were the young kid, like Amaru, all our guys here, Gio here, Jacob Bartley, Jake Berlin, they were all little kids. They were all 10 years old when these movies
I was
came
13. Yep.
out. So this for them, this is, you know, I get it. If you were at that age and when these movies came out, this is, you know, I understand. But
it's a generational thing.
Yeah, but it was still fun. I loved it. Listen, I thought Spider-Man 2002, I was like, this is the greatest movie of all time. Because we've been waiting so long to see Spider-Man, you know, for real. So, you know, and then looking back, it's still pretty fun. This one too, you know, Spider-Man 3, not so much, but it has its moments. But, you know, one of the things I didn't like was too, why does everyone hate Peter Parker so much? Like, why is he's not this? You know, some of the stuff, you know, whatever, it doesn't matter. But overall, it's fun. You know, I wouldn't put it. I might put the Amazing Spider-Man over Spider-Man 2, to be honest.
I wouldn't be mad with that.
I'm not going to go that far, but
I'm very high on the
think
Amazing
that first
Spider-Man.
one's great, man. I love the Amazing Spider-Man.
It's good. Stars, you put it in the chat, and this is also one of the reasons why I think Spider-Man 2 is overrated. Again, not bad in any way, shape, or form, but overrated. X-Men 2 came out like 2 years before it.
Yeah,
that's the best X-Men movie to me.
So great.
Period.
Right. Yeah.
Period. That is one of the greatest comic book movies ever. I love X2, and it is still to this day and age. So same time, and it holds up way better. And it held up way better then, and it holds up way better now. So that's another reason why I'm like, Spider-Man 2 is cool, but it's not X2.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree.
I can't wait, man. Deadpool, Wolverine, Jesus. Yeah. I'm definitely rewatching X2. I need to rewatch some of the X-Men movies before Deadpool and Wolverine. So
I gotta say, I told you I did it. I know we gotta wrap it up, but I did it. You know, went on the X-Men rabbit hole. I told you, Gio, a few months ago, and X-Men 3: Last Stand, not as bad as I hadn't watched.
It's not bad, huh? It's not terrible.
Yeah.
There's terrible parts.
Yes,
but it's just okay. It's
all right. I was like, okay, yeah. I didn't like. I don't hate this movie. I remember hating it at the time. Like, oh, now I'm watching now. I'm like, oh, this is all right. You know, so yeah. I don't know, man. We're excited. Exciting stuff, man. Time's going by. I said 20 years ago for Spider-Man 2. That's insane. That's great.
Unbelievable. All right. Well, this was fun, guys. Amaru, thank you so much for coming through. It's officially midnight over there, so we'll wrap it up quickly. Where can they find you, Amaru?
Amaru Moses, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, everything Bite Size Breakdown. We just we have it on the site. We have it in front of it. We're doing a century series because this is the 25th year of the century. So all the way from now until the end of the year, we hit 2025. We're doing top 5 blank of this century. We've done actors, actresses, directors. And now we're moving to genres. And so we just posted our top 5 animated series of the 21st century. Despicable Me review should be out soon. So should the Beverly Hills Cop Axel F. Which I will be glad to say that I was very happy watching that movie.
Nice.
All right.
I was like, yes, I watched it today, and I was like, hell yeah, good. Our Bear reviews are just out, and our website just came back up because Wix was tripping for a while, so we just got a slew of reviews that we put out. So Bite Size Breakdown, wherever you find us. Everywhere.
Yeah, check out the site, guys. I've been there quite a few times, and it's nice. I like what you guys are doing over there.
Love it.
YouTube
channel
Keith Barnes.
Yeah, very good stuff. Yeah, you can find me here. This is my band Geo. Every Thursday. Well, usually on Thursdays. Obviously, we're doing a little early today, but and then yeah, I'm not not on the Twitter as much anymore. So I mean, you can follow me if you want. And then yeah, it's basically it. Talk about a lot of the same stuff. We just mentioned earlier, all this cool stuff. I don't know if you're. Yeah, I gotta check out your reviews of the Bear, because I'm loving it. I love that show.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good for us here every.
I can't
week.
wait. I can't wait to start the Bear. Oh man, I'm spoiled because I'm gonna have 2 full seasons, and by the time I'm done with that, I'm gonna have the whole 3rd season, and I'm just
Oh, you got that experience?
yeah.
Ooh, you will be a ball of stress and anxiety
Right.
very
Oh.
quickly.
You're talking like Uncut Gems type of stress and
Yes.
anxiety. Like, oh
Yes,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, there's a lot of oh, no. But apparently they've shot season 4 along with season 3, from what I heard.
I would not be surprised based
Yeah.
off of I just finished season 3 today, and I'd be like, yeah, I would not be surprised if it comes out very quickly.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Yeah, so yeah, we'll see. But yes.
All right. And of course, guys, Fandom United, a Blockbuster podcast. Although Fandom United can also mean fans of sports, fans of music, fans of movies. We talk a little bit about it all. And of course, big month, Deadpool and Wolverine releasing later this month on my birthday. Cannot wait. It's going to be the greatest birthday gift ever. And again, that's Thursdays at 7 p.m. Pacific time. Usually I'll start off and then I'll have guests join me throughout the show. And this week it was, now I heard you pronounce it Amadou.
Amadou, yes.
Amadou.
Yes.
And Keith. And
Just Keith.
appreciate you guys again. Thank you so much. You guys have a great night. And Amadou, I would love to have you back at some point. Yep. Love to have you back. And yeah, that's it. We don't have an outro video, so do your 5-second pose, and we will talk to you guys soon.